So, panel, it is very important for us to show our basic reasons why we think it is reasonable for us to place more importance on a particular type of deal as a particular type of entity rather than the other. So, a very important thing that we'll be doing as which the body knows is how to prove how a bilateral trade deal with a group of countries is better than just a particular country, like in serving us benefits. And we'll show you, even if these guys want to tell us like some particular harms in it, we'll give you some levels of justification on both humanitarian and moral levels on this particular thing. So also on our side, so as to protect even ourselves, like that we are entering into the deal, we show you how it is important for us to enter into this deal as a group rather than like individual African countries like this. So we'll show you this in our analysis on the very importance of collective action, especially in economic agreements like this. So on the first level of justification on why exactly do we place priorities on serving groups of countries. So obviously, bilateral trade agreements have a lot of benefits, even though it's a very tricky agreement to enter into in various spaces. So we recognize the fact that it produces various benefits, for example, like expansion of markets, economic development, and international recognition, like countries, especially like majority of African countries really need and desire in the world that we live in. So how best do we derive these benefits is a basic reason, for us to prioritize one particular thing over the other. So the best way in which we derive this benefit, do we derive these benefits better by dealing with a group of countries, especially a group of strong countries like countries in the European Union, or as a single particular country that's has even historically exploited for us, and even directly and indirectly till today we still see traces of this oppression that exists by constructing unnecessary borders even amongst us and influencing our policies that we seek to benefit ourselves. So how exactly how best do we get this benefit? We think from our side that the best way to derive this benefit, the best way in which we can make the best out of these bilateral trade agreements is for us to deal with a group of companies, because we have access to more resources. Like dealing with the country, no matter how much it has resources, we have access to more resources like natural resources, human resources, and others. And this exposes us to more opportunities, and which we only get from dealing with a group of countries. We cannot compare the advantages that we get from these. Advantages exist on both sides, but we cannot compare on any level the advantage that we get from it is just a consolidation of various advantages versus just one single advantage. We think it is only reasonable for us to pitch our tent to that which consolidates various places in which we can get advantage, and this is a very important basis for prioritizing. Yes,
right. Do you think the thing that we need to do is the thing that shows how it is better for you to trade with a larger number of countries than a smaller number of countries?
So, David, on two levels, we are not analyzing just one side on those that serve the benefit, but we are also analyzing on how exactly should you go into an agreement that you get the benefit. Not only those you take. So a team that just comes to give a benefit of one country over a lot of countries obviously cannot win this type of thing. So the second analysis on, and that is one thing these guys might want to come and bring on how it is disadvantageous to us, even going as a group of countries, especially they want to come and talk about how this group of countries that were even specifically talking about are those that have mismanagement of funds and corruption. But we tell them that this is not even exclusive to these particular types of countries that we're talking about. And even though it is exclusive, we tell you the very importance of the nature of going of taking this kind of collective action, especially in this kind of way. So what we have the group of countries that we are prioritizing that want to enter agreement with. So they are versus Britain that want to enter agreements to their detriment. So over time we have division, one of the basic problems that commonwealth of African countries have. So it is the problem of division even amongst us. So obviously division in itself that has affected us internally has placed us like at a very big disadvantage in dealing with these guys on like outside. So going as a collective group obviously entrenches this unity like on 3 levels, in the sense that in the first place it will ensure like the kind along of even the weakest among us. It will ensure like protection of these weakest among us. When we have like people that want to trample upon their rights, we have at least those that are still strong. When like stronger entities are partner with weaker entities, when we carry ourselves along, we think we get a fair share of the deal better than like going in. And this is a very big justification for collective action that we seek to do. So also these guys now talk about like on this particular concept how like these weaker ones will now even continue to subjugate. But we'll tell you no. This is because like of the principle of at least that level of moral patriotism that exists. So even when we have like internally when people that are stronger in a group want to trample upon the rights of the poor, they are still held back by that principle of moral like patriotism that okay, they still protect them in particular. So even if they exploit them economically, they wouldn't go into a particular level of exploitation to like and subjugation to kill them and do like some other things. So on the second level, this collective action, it also portrays like the failure of colonialists in further putting like constructs of division among us. One of the very big tools that these guys have used over time, like Britain especially, has used over time to subjugate and exploit us, is the fact that they were successful in causing like big lines of division, both physically and even abstract divisions among us. If we take this collective action, it shows and portrays clearly like the failure of this decision, and obviously we get a very good deal. As David puts it, obviously not a team that comes to talk about just one side of those that were giving, but also those of us that were taken to form a basis for justification is a team that can take the upper hand in this.